Okay, now just wait. This is everyone.
Well, do you like it? Gotta make sure she's got enough audience.
Think about how many women work in the medical field today. There's a lot, and there wouldn't be without the help of Mary Edwards Walker. Mary Edwards Walker is one of the most influential women in American history. She changed history by pushing for women's rights and equality in medical schools. You are about to hear about her life's journey to get her Congressional Medal of Honor. Mary Edwards Walker was born November 26, 1832 in Oswego, New York. Her father was the one who influenced her the most to become a women's activist and push for what she believed in. He thought that women shouldn't have to wear tight corsets and huge dresses all the time. He thinks that they should be able to wear what men wear, like pants and like man's coats and stuff. And he was the one who also pushed her to begin in the medical field because he was a self-taught doctor on his farm. This is what they wore in the 1850s, normal women did, but this was Mary Edwards Walker, that's what she usually wore, and she kind of looked like a man, and that's what she wanted to do. When she went to medical school, she went to Syracuse Medical School, and they accepted women and men, and that was one of the only schools in the United States to do that. According to the Russell Roberts in 2002 book, American Women of Medicine, only about 300 women graduated from medical schools in the U.S. compared to 18,000 men. She graduated in 1855. After she graduated, she married Dr. Albert Miller, and on her wedding day, she didn't wear a pretty white dress. She wore dress pants and a man's coat, and she didn't take his last name. After their wedding, they set up practice together in Rome, New York, but their marriage didn't last because they worked together and they just didn't get along because she was too stubborn, so they ended up divorcing 10 years later. She was lonely after her divorce, so she traveled to Washington, D.C. And looked for work. The Civil War had just begun, and according to American Forces Press Service on April 30th, 1999, an article, Only Women Medal of Honor Holder Award of her time, Mary Edwards Walker volunteered as a nurse in Washington's Patient Office Hospital and treated wounded soldiers in the Battle of Bull Run. That was one of the first jobs that she did. She worked in the military setting a lot as an unpaid volunteer, and she was so frustrated because she kept trying to look for work that would actually pay her, but nobody would accept a woman doctor. So she was so frustrated, she wrote a letter to President Lincoln, and Lincoln didn't do anything about it, but her luck changed, and a Union Army's assistant doctor actually died, and the commander of the Union Army knew how good Ed Walker's was, so he hired her as the contract surgeon, and that was her first paying job. But she worked for him for a while, and on one day she strayed from camp, and she was captured by the Confederates and was held captive for 4 months in Richmond, Virginia. After she got back, everyone thought she was a Union spy, so nobody trusted her, and President Johnson was persuaded not to grant her military employment because of all of the suspicions he was hearing about her becoming a spy, so she could no longer work in the military. But because of that, all of her friends and everyone who actually knew her started writing letters to President and saying she deserves this and stuff. So he changed his mind and he signed a bill on November 11th, 1865 that awarded her a Congressional Medal of Honor, and she was the first woman ever to receive this. But when she was held prisoner of war, her eyes got damaged for reasons unknown, and she could no longer practice medicine. So to earn money, she lectured about her beliefs and wrote letters. She was even so desperate she had to work at a carnival as a sideshow to speak for what she believed in. In 1917, her award had actually gotten revoked, along with 900 others who had received this award, because the Congress changed the rules saying that you had to be in combat to receive this award. But Walker continued to wear this every day, according to the website biography.com, and she never took it off. She was just so stubborn, and then she died on February 21st, 1919, at the age of 86. After her death, President Carter reinstated her award because he knew how much it meant to her and her family, and she still is the first woman ever to receive it even after that. And Mary Edwards Walker will always be remembered as the most hardworking American woman and fought for what she really believed in. She worked hard for her Medal of Honor. I'm thankful to her as a woman wanting to be in the medical field, because it probably wouldn't be without her. I probably couldn't even apply for nursing school as easy as it is today.